Hi, my name's Wendy Chung. I'm a medical geneticist based in New York City at Columbia University, and I have the pleasure of taking care of a wonderful family with a young man with neuroendocrine hyperplasia of infancy. His family came to me with the question of why. Why did this happen? And in particular, they were hoping that this information might help him and their family to think about how to take care of him in the future. We did some studies, and we have not yet come up with an answer for him in terms of why this happened. We've done some detailed genetic analyses, and we thought that this would be something that would be not a unique question for him and his family, but perhaps a question that's also been something that you've been thinking about. So in doing this, we thought about how to be able to broaden this for the rest of the community of families that have children with neuroendocrine hyperplasia of infancy, and thought about putting together a research study to formally study the genetic basis of this condition. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about for a few minutes today and invite you to participate or at least to learn more about the study. The goal of this study is to better understand the cause or causes of neuroendocrine hyperplasia of infancy. We still don't know what causes this condition in the majority of individuals. As we do this, we're going to be using a genetic approach to be able to look at all of the genes and figure out whether or not there are specific genes and specific genetic changes that may be the cause in some individuals and in some families. We hope that the information that we learn through this study will lead us to better understanding of the causes of neuroendocrine hyperplasia of infancy and to be able to turn this into advances that can improve the diagnosis, prognostic information, prevention, and ultimately treatment of this condition. This study is open to all individuals who have been diagnosed with neuroendocrine hyperplasia of infancy as well as their families. This is going to be a family-based study, even if there is just one person in the family diagnosed with this condition. We have designed the study to be as simple and straightforward for families as possible, and you can participate all from the convenience of your own home. We will need to collect a biological sample to be able to study your DNA. That biological sample will most likely be collected in individuals from saliva, just because it's easy to be able to do that, and we want to minimize the pain or the imposition in terms of children and their family. When we can do this, we like to include the child that has neuroendocrine hyperplasia of infancy, as well as, when possible, both biological parents. To do this, to collect a saliva sample, we can send a kit to your home, and you can collect the saliva from your own home without needing to go to a doctor's office or being able to come to our study site in New York. In addition to the saliva sample that you will provide, we will also collect some information about your family history. In other words, whether or not one or more individuals have neuroendocrine hyperplasia of infancy, as well as some medical history that we will collect through a simple, relatively brief questionnaire that will take less than 10 minutes to complete, as well as permission to obtain a copy of the medical records to go through and understand very specific medical details. Again, we've set this up so that you can participate all from the convenience of your home, and we've set this up so that you can do it either by telephone to speak with one of our genetic counselors, by sending things in the mail, or by sending things back via email. For all of this, there is no cost to participate for you or anyone in your family. We believe very much that it's important to be able to share information with the participants in this research study. So if we find the genetic cause of neuroendocrine hyperplasia of infancy in your family, and if you would like to be able to learn about the specific genetic information in your family, we will be happy to contact you if we do find a genetic cause after we confirm this information through an independent clinical laboratory. So what I mean by that is that not everyone will necessarily have an identifiable genetic cause, but if we do find that, we are happy to be able to get that information back to you, but we want to double check and be absolutely sure that that information is correct because it's important information for you to have. In addition to returning individual genetic test results to individual families, we would also like to be able to inform the entire community about what we have learned as we are learning it. So we will be planning to have a webinar in which families can attend online, and we can discuss the results that we're finding and be able to answer questions from the community. I'm not sure when exactly that will happen. Part of it depends on how quickly we can acquire the samples that we're asking for and how difficult the analysis will be, but we're committing to learning together, and that as we know, we also can share that information with you. If after listening to this, you would like to learn more about this study, or if you would like to participate, you can contact my fabulous genetic counselor, Becca Hernan at Columbia. On the next slide are her email address and telephone number, and she's reachable by either of those, and she'll be happy to explain the study to you in more detail, to answer your questions, and or send the materials so that you can start the process of participating in this study. Let me be clear that any information that you provide through this study will remain strictly confidential with me and my team here at Columbia. If we do release any of this information, either through the webinar that we talk about with the other families or through a scientific publication, all of your information will be de-identified so that no one will know who you are. In conclusion, I hope this has been helpful for you to understand the genetic study of neuroendocrine hyperplasia of infancy. Shown on this slide is the contact information for Becca Hernan, and if you have any questions that Becca can't answer, I'll be glad to talk with you as well. Hope to hear from you soon. Take care.